Grigory is the spoiled son of a Russian billionaire. That night at a nightclub, his life looks exactly the same as always. Chasing women, burning through his father's money, and treating everyone around him like disposable entertainment. When a woman refuses to sleep with him, Grigory does not hesitate. He throws her out and walks away without a second thought. On the drive home, he is pulled over for reckless speeding. Instead of cooperating, Grigory arrogantly tries to bribe the officer by tossing a thick stack of cash straight at his face. The officer refuses and insists on stopping him. Things spiral out of control, and the officer ends up dragged along by Grigory's car before crashing hard onto the road. A few hours later, Grigory's father, Pavel, arrives at the police station. The police chief feels sorry for him since Grigory is practically a regular guest there, causing trouble almost every week. Pavel looks at his son's smug face and realizes there is not a hint of regret. After paying the bail, Pavel finally explodes in anger. Since Grigory's mother passed away, Pavel has been handling everything alone, and he is completely exhausted. But Grigory does not care at all. He openly disrespects his father, even urinating and smoking right in front of him. Disgusted and defeated, Pavel walks away. Later, Pavel vents his frustration to his girlfriend, Anastasia, a television producer. After listening to everything, she suggests talking to her acquaintance Lev, a horror film producer known for his wild and creative ideas. Maybe he has a way to deal with a problem like Grigory. The next day, they visit Lev at his office, where he is casually testing a homemade hanging device for his latest horror project. After hearing Pavel's story, Lev calmly says there is no need to worry. He has dealt with troublemakers like this before. According to Lev, badly behaved kids change fast when they experience shock therapy. But Pavel insists that Grigory is far beyond normal misbehavior. He wants something extreme, something powerful enough to completely reset his son. Hearing this, Lev suddenly gets an idea. One night, as Grigory leaves another club, he is shocked to see his car being towed away. He panics and chases after it. Out of nowhere, a mysterious sniper shoots him from behind, knocking him unconscious. The next morning, Grigory wakes up inside a barn, shaken awake by a worker named Artyom. Moments later, a supervisor storms in, drags Grigory outside, and yells at him for being lazy. The commotion attracts Alexei, the son of a noble landowner, who orders the supervisor to whip Grigory as punishment. Soon after, Alexei's father arrives. Completely confused, Grigory keeps insisting that he is the son of a powerful rich man and threatens to call the police. At the word police, everyone bursts into laughter, as if they have never heard such a thing. The nobleman then orders the supervisor to whip Grigory harder to teach him some manners. This time, the punishment is not too severe. Once the nobleman leaves, Artyom quickly drags Grigory back to the barn. Still dazed and terrified, Grigory immediately runs away. The villagers stare in confusion at his strange behavior. On the road, the supervisor blocks his path. Grigory runs as fast as he can until he falls straight into a pond. After drying off and being given new clothes, he explodes in anger, complaining that he looks like he is wearing a sack of rice. Still furious, Grigory starts asking if anyone here knows about Android phones, airplanes, the internet, cars, or even Donald Trump. When he asks what year it is, Artyom calmly answers that it is 1860. This is where everything starts to go wrong for him. This is son of a rich. Suddenly, the supervisor returns and drags Grigory to the punishment grounds. Because he tried to escape earlier, he is now labeled a rebel and sentenced to death along with the others. Right before his eyes, he sees bodies hanging and people losing their hands. Terror completely takes over. Grigory realizes he is truly facing death. Just moments before the execution, the nobleman's daughter, Polina, rushes in. She demands everything stop, saying she does not want any executions on her birthday. Shortly after, her brother and father arrive, and a heated argument breaks out between the three of them. Meanwhile, Grigory stands frozen, powerless and shaking with fear. After Polina keeps begging, her father finally agrees to cancel all executions for the day. As the punishment is stopped, Artyom gratefully thanks Polina for saving his friend. But in the middle of that relief, Grigory remains silent, holding back tears. He does not know what to say or do. For the first time in his life, he has stood face to face with death. Above them, an eagle flies across the sky and heads toward a distant building. The truth is that eagle is actually a drone camera. The entire ancient village, including everything Grigory has experienced, is an elaborate setup created by Pavel, Anastasia, and Lev. Pavel has rented an entire village as a filming location, all for one purpose: to change Grigory's character. Every detail has been carefully planned. Professional actors fill the village, cameras are hidden everywhere, and a sniper is always on standby to sedate Grigory if things go wrong. Anastasia even personally oversees the project, using her experience as a television producer. During a break, the director reminds the actors that modern items are strictly forbidden. Jewelry, undergarments, and anything from the present day must be removed to maintain the illusion of the era. While the rest of the cast listens to the briefing, Alexei is busy flirting with an actress named Lisa. As they chat, the director hands out the script for the next scene and tells Liza to get ready. Back in the barn, Grigory is still confused about how he ended up in the past. He starts wondering if the tow truck from the night before was actually some kind of time machine, just like in the movies he once watched. Believing there is no way back to the future, Grigory finally gives up and accepts his situation. He forces himself to adapt to life as a stable worker. He sleeps in the barn, eats plain porridge, cleans horse waste, gets whipped, and gathers leaves to feed the animals. As days pass, he slowly gets used to village life. Yet there is one thing he misses more than anything else: the internet. Meanwhile, Pavel grows uneasy. He cannot understand why his son has shown no real change at all. Lev then asks Polina to fake a breakdown, hoping to teach Grigory about empathy. She pretends to cry and shares her sadness about being forced into marriage with a rich, elderly man. Instead of showing compassion, Grigory casually tells her to accept the marriage. In his mind, when the old man eventually dies, all the wealth will belong to her anyway. Hearing this response, Polina, Lev, and Pavel are deeply disappointed. Their plan has failed. The next day, Grigory proudly tells Artyom that he managed to steal a chicken. He does not care if the noble finds out. All that matters to him is eating meat for once. Later, after Artyom finishes work, he asks what happened to the stolen chicken. Grigory casually admits that he ate it all by himself, without sharing even a small piece. By midday, the supervisor gathers all the workers because a chicken has gone missing. To set an example, he punishes one worker at random. Unfortunately, Artyom is the one chosen. Grigory stands there completely indifferent, while his closest friend is whipped for something Grigory caused. Watching this, Pavel is once again disappointed. Their attempt to awaken empathy in Grigory has failed yet again. Later by the river, while Grigory is fishing, Artyom storms over, furious that he was punished because Grigory refused to confess. During the confrontation, Grigory accidentally notices Liza's underwear. He is immediately confused. In this time period, modern underwear should not even exist. Driven by curiosity, Grigory foolishly insists on seeing it more clearly. Luckily for her, Liza manages to escape before things go further. That afternoon, Grigory seeks out Liza to apologize for his behavior earlier. He genuinely regrets acting disrespectfully toward her. From a distance, Pavel finally allows himself a small smile. This is the first time he has ever heard his son apologize. That night, while the entire village is celebrating, Polina continues trying to win Grigory's attention. She implies that she would rather do something unthinkable at the river than marry an old man she does not love. Grigory, however, remains indifferent and chooses instead to spend time alone with Lisa. Seeing this, Lev instructs Artyom to secretly signal Liza to follow Polina to the river. After Grigory helps save Polina, he escorts her to a horse carriage. Inside, Polina tries to seduce him, but Grigory refuses. Instead, he leaves and goes straight to Liza's house to apologize for abandoning her earlier. The next day, Lev explains to Liza that everything from the night before went off script. The original plan was for Grigory and Polina to fall in love, but instead, Grigory has fallen for Liza. Lev decides to rewrite the story. Now Liza becomes the female lead, replacing Polina. While getting ready, Liza tells her boyfriend, Alexei, that she has been given the main role as Grigory's companion. She reassures him not to be jealous and promises that no matter what happens, she will not fall in love with Grigory. By midday, the nobleman is furious after Alexei causes chaos in the city center. As a result, the city guards are on their way to publicly whip Alexei. Desperate to protect his son, the nobleman summons Grigory to his house and asks him to take the punishment in Alexei's place. In return, he promises to grant Grigory a document of freedom from slavery. That afternoon, Grigory is whipped, bearing the punishment meant for Alexei. After enduring the punishment, Grigory goes to claim the freedom he was promised. Instead, Alexei shoves him and spits on him, making it clear that Grigory will remain a slave forever. For the first time in his life, Grigory experiences what it feels like to be betrayed. Even though he is deeply hurt, he has no power to fight back. As the days pass, Grigory and Lisa grow closer. They spend nearly all their time together, sharing stories about their pasts. One day while walking together, Grigory notices the Eagle drone above them, malfunctioning and flying in erratic circles. Inside the control room, Lev, Anastasia, Pavel, and the crew panic. Thinking quickly, Liza improvises, explaining that the Eagle always flies like that and has followed her since childhood, almost like a guardian angel. Fortunately, the drone soon stabilizes. Later, when Grigory tries to walk Liza home, they are confused by strange movements coming from a horse carriage in the barn. After realizing her boyfriend is cheating, Liza forces herself to stay professional. She continues acting as if she and Grigory do not know each other, then walks away. Because of the incident, Alexei and Polina are fired from the project. Seeing that Liza looked sad the day before, Grigory decides to surprise her that night to lift her spirits. He invites her to a romantic dinner. Even though it takes place inside a simple barn, Grigory treats Liza with surprising gentleness.
Самогон из картофельных очистков, жареные на костре.
After dinner, they sit together and admire the stars. In that quiet moment, Grigory finally opens his heart. Moved by his sincerity, Liza slowly begins to fall for him. Beneath the starlit sky, they share a kiss. Watching this tender moment, Lev, Pavel, and Anastasia feel relieved and happy. A few days after being fired, Polina, driven by bitterness, exposes the entire project created by Pavel. A shocked TV host declares that Pavel has violated human rights by subjecting his own son to such treatment. The following day, the police launch an investigation. After seeing the news, the team quickly gathers all the crew to rewrite the ending before the police arrive. They need a happy conclusion. Suddenly, Lev comes up with a bold idea to turn Grigory into a hero. The next day, the drama unfolds. While Grigory and Liza are spending time together, Artyom rushes in with news that a Mongol tribe is attacking and threatening to burn the village to the ground. When they arrive, the Mongol warriors are already fully armed and in control. The Mongol leader selects a woman to take as his wife. When her father tries to resist, he is brutally killed. The leader then chooses another woman, Liza. Instead of rising up as a hero to save the woman he loves, Grigory runs away in fear. Even as Liza begs for help, he keeps fleeing. Inside the studio, everyone is crushed by disappointment. With the police about to arrive at any moment, Anastasia panics and orders the crew to start packing up immediately. Pavel tells Lev to sedate Grigory right away. Lev refuses. He still believes that Grigory will come back and save Liza. In the middle of the heated argument, everyone suddenly hears Grigory praying. He is asking the Eagle that Liza believes to be her guardian angel for help. He begs for the courage to save the woman he loves. Moments later, Grigory finds his bravery. He mounts a horse, gripping nothing but a wooden staff, and charges forward. Facing the Mongol warriors head-on, he fights his way through and rescues Liza like a true hero. Just as the two of them escape, the police arrive and surround the village. Calmly and confidently, Anastasia, Pavel, and Lev explain that they are filming a documentary for Anastasia and Pavel's wedding. With no solid evidence and unable to find Grigory anywhere, the police have no choice but to accept the explanation and leave. Meanwhile, Grigory takes Liza as far away from the village as possible. When they finally emerge from the forest, Grigory is stunned to see a gas station. Nothing makes sense anymore. As Liza is about to tell him the truth, a sniper suddenly fires a tranquilizer dart from behind. Grigory collapses and is rushed to the hospital. When he wakes up, Grigory is told that he has been in a coma for 3 months after being hit by a car. He is completely shaken. He begins to wonder if everything he lived through with Liza was nothing more than a dream. Days go by, and Grigory tries to return to his old lifestyle. He goes back to nightclubs and drives his expensive sports cars. Yet something feels wrong. Without Liza, his life feels empty, and the happiness he once knew is gone. Eventually, Grigory seeks forgiveness. He even gives his sports car to the police officer he once humiliated. One night at a bar, he unexpectedly runs into Polina and Alexei. After breaking up with Liza, the two of them are now together. At first, they try to stay silent and pretend they do not know him, but unable to carry the guilt, they finally decide to tell Grigory the truth about everything. The next morning, they take Grigory to see Liza. When the woman he loves appears in front of him, Grigory is overwhelmed with joy. Liza was never a dream. She is real. Sometime later, Grigory invites Liza to attend his father's wedding with Anastasia. After offering his congratulations, Grigory admits that he now knows the truth. Even though Pavel lied to him, Grigory feels no anger. Instead, he is grateful to have a father who cared enough to change him into a better person. In the end, Grigory starts a new business with Liza, Artyom, and the rest of the crew. The idea is unlike anything else. He becomes both producer and actor in stage drama projects designed to rehabilitate troubled young people, helping them transform just as he once did. So the moral of the story is, if your kid is too rich, too rude, and too annoying, maybe don't ground him. Just rent a fake village, hire actors, add a drone eagle, and traumatize him into becoming a decent human being.